Batman Soul of the Dragon should have been called Batman and his four Kung Fu friends, because this is an animated film from Sam Liu. If you know Sam Liu, he has been doing a lot of animated work. He's been directed a lot of animated work for DC. And this one is clearly one of his best works in terms of action. This is a 70s movie. This was inspired by 70s. It feels like it's in the 70s. It's actually in the 70s. In terms of technology, they're still using those big phones. The technology is straight from the 70s. So this is a 70s Kung Fu movie with Batman appearing in less than 30 minutes in his costume. This is a Bruce Wayne film. If you're going in here expecting to see Batman like a lot of time in his suit, you'll be disappointed. This is a Bruce Wayne film. It has a lot of they've played around with his backstory. The characters that they've swapped, there's a sensei that they've introduced, and they do something interesting with that particular character. His training, when he went for training before he became Batman, has also been played around with, and it feels more creative, and they do a lot of good stuff with it when it comes to storytelling. I love this film. I love the fact that actually this is about four people. There's Bruce Wayne, there's Ben, Michael J. White, who will remind you of Black Dynamite, again 70s. There is Shiva, and there is Richard. Richard is Bruce Lee. It's a combination of Bruce Lee and James Bond. What would Bruce Lee be like if he was James Bond? Even when we are introduced to the film, Richard does something that reminds you. It's so Bruce Lee with the action, but when he leaves and introduces himself, it's clearly James Bond. Even with the soundtrack, it's clearly inspired by James Bond, and not just the modern James Bond, the 70s James Bond. Again, this is one of those animated films you watch and go like, why is DC not doing this in the live action section? I hope James Gunn will see Sam Liu's talent and do something with it. This is a fantastic action movie. The action set pieces in this movie it's fabulous. And again, going back to the 70s theme, remember any James Bond movie, what do you usually have? You have the villain, and he has a lair, and the lair is usually an isolated island. Same thing here. You have a villain. I wouldn't call him a strong villain. I think he was not. Okay, there's something that happens at the end, and it proves that he's not such a strong villain. But whatever else happens within that villain storyline, something else happens that actually shocks you, but you welcome it because of what happens, because of a particular action set piece. You're like, oh, they're not going to make it, they're all going to die. When you see it, you just know that these people are finished, they're dead. Anyway, as I was saying, the bad guy has a lair, an island. It's straight from James Bond. It's an island complete with a big structure where the final action set piece happens. Now, what mixed up everything and actually added to the story and just elevated Bruce Wayne's situation, Bruce Wayne's and his friend's situation, is that they moved from more sci-fi, there's a bit of detective, and it touched a bit into the supernatural. And I know some of you would scream like, Batman and supernatural, no! And it works. That's what I'm saying. Sam Liu is awesome, and I hope James Gunn does something with him, because they just inserted something supernatural and it completely makes sense, and you just go with it. Why? Because of the kung fu, because of how the villain was introduced, because of the things, despicable things that he does, and you're like, oh, I just want to see this guy die. But again, the kung fu is on point. The story is also, I don't want to spoil it for people. There's a lot of flashbacks in the film. Actually, the movie, like 60% of the movie is flashbacks, and they help elevate the final scene. They help elevate the third act. The third act is insane in terms of action. As I said, this is the 70s. This is not a Batman movie. This is a James Bond, Bruce Lee, 70s karate chop, karate kick movie. There's very little of Batman. There's a lot of Bruce Wayne. And if you've ever wanted to see a different take on on the Batman character and Bruce Wayne, and if you've ever wanted to see Bruce Wayne approached from a different perspective and the whole story approached from a different side, and actually enjoy it and have a lot of fun, this is the movie. It's fantastic, and there is obviously a Batmobile, and I liked what they did. Again, straight from the 70s. So yeah, if you've seen this and you are asking yourself, what the hell is this? Can I actually watch this? It's extremely enjoyable. It's extremely entertaining. Don't go in thinking it's a Batman movie. Just chill, let it go, and just go with it. The ending, the third act, will have you. The third act will totally, you'll totally enjoy it, and you'll totally enjoy the little twists that are there. So, Batman, Soul of the Dragon is a fantastic film. If you get the opportunity to watch it, and let's pray that Sam Liu is embraced by James Gunn. James Gunn doesn't decide to fire him, because I think he's one of the best DC directors out there. So, thanks for watching. See you on the next one.